I came about the shadows with the pain and never settled. Had to wrestle with the demons in my chest like they were metal. Every step another lesson, every failure made me special. I was built inside a furnace, pressure cooked me in a level. At the level I ain't never seen before, but now I'm stepping like I'm in it. Had to move without a mentor, had to hustle independent. All these nights I sacrificed, all these mornings reinvented. Woke up hungry, woke up stressed, but still I rose, stay relentless. Family on my back, I made a vow that I'll protect. Every tear my wife and cry became a sword inside my spirit. Every doubt I ever heard turned to fuel, now I'm fearless. I've been broke, I've been stuck, I've been praying for a clearing. Now I'm walking with the thunder in my chest, can you hear it? I ain't folding, I ain't stopping, I ain't bowing to the pressure. I'm the one that broke the cycle, I'm the one that learned the method. All this pain became a blueprint for the man, you see progression. I'm a product of the struggle, I'm the proof that God invested. Who he knows gon' change the message. Yeah. Grinding like I'm on a timer. Every move a new assignment. Never asked for hand-me-downs. I built the throne that I recline it. And came from moments with my pockets on E. Nobody checking on me, but I stay plotting heavy. Cooking game that wasn't free. Man, I gave more than I kept. That's the leader thing in me. I pour knowledge, feed the fan. Still remain a humble beast. I don't flex, I just work, I don't brag, I convert. All that trauma from the past, give me mileage for the turf. All that noise people talk, I'm too locked to get hurt. All that doubt just hit the filter, now I'm sharper with my work. And my daughter see the fight, see the grind, see the rise. I'm the father that I prayed for when I didn't have a God. I'm the man that I became through the nights I nearly died. But I never backed down, I adapted, then I thrived.
Hey, mic check 1 2 1 3. Mic check 1 2 1 3. This is Stocks for Real, Sacrifice4Riches. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Hey, close out of some stuff here. Okay. 1 2 1 3. Hey, boys, kicking it old school today. Just got my superhero shirt on. Let's go. Here, see, both got it. All right. Let's just get into it. I don't know what's going on right now. I just pulled up from dropping my kids off from school. This is like start to finish. Let's see if we can find a play. See what we got going on in the market right now. Somebody probably hopped into that short at open and then got smoked. Instead of just waiting to see what was going to happen. So yeah, I see it. Not fun. It looks like I missed a good time. And I wasn't trying to have that good time. Hold up. All right. So bear with me. I got to get my chat over to the right. I'm not in any rush. I mean, if you are, then do your thing. But this is for educational purposes. Again, not financial advice or a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell anything. And Rail is just doing Rail, and I will do my best to educate by my actions as well as my dialogue. So let me just go ahead. While I'm trading, I want to make sure that I have my chat up at the same time. Can y'all hear music? Let's see, go ahead, pop out. I just had an alert hit while I was getting set up on Nvidia, so that might be the play right now, but we're gonna find out real quick. Let me see, did this work though? My live trading thing? Nope, that didn't work. Okay, I'm going back. All right, going back. Let's see here. Let's go to the chart. Wow. Okay, SPY just went bonkers. Okay, so let's just go to my January chart for SPY. Nvidia just hit again. We're probably going to be paying attention to Nvidia, just so you know. As far as the SPY goes right now, I'm at this level right here at 691.83. Again, this level right here for me is like, if we can't break it and we confirm below it, then we're short it. And as of right now, hold on, where's my volume? I still have indicators that are loading up, so I don't know what's going on. Hold up. All right, so I want to short the SPY, but I have to be careful because we're not yet confirmed, right? And I'm also paying attention to Nvidia. And I put out a play on Netflix earlier We have not hit my target yet on Netflix. I will get alerted. So NVDA, and let's see. I'm sorry, I will check the chat in a little bit, okay? So just bear with me. So with Nvidia, we're at a key level for me. I'm paying attention to see what happens at this level. I'm going to go to the 45-second just to see an incremental view, and I'm about ready to short Nvidia right now. Nvidia, I'm about to short Nvidia. Options, puts, take a second look, short, no hesitation. Hopping in Nvidia shorts right now. I am filled. That is at my contract is an Nvidia 180 short, expiring this week. Okay, so my plan with this position. All right, let's see, where am I? I'm moving. Hey, this is quick, y'all. This is quick. We're already up 6%. But my targets aren't set up the way I thought I had them set up. So I am kind of, hold up. I got to make sure that I'm aligned. We're up 10%. Shout out to y'all. All right, so we're good. 174 is close. Our take profit target for Nvidia is going to be 178. Okay. You can get an early take profit target here at about 181. Now, my play is invalidated if we retake 183.47. If we take that, then I just took an L. It is what it is. It's the name of the game, right? But also keep in mind, I'm on a 45-second time frame, right? It's not like really like that great, but I love to use it when I'm trying to sync my zones. All right. So as of right now, we cooking. I only grabbed one contract. I probably should have grabbed more, but you know, we'll see what happens. A couple things here. We do have buyers. We do have some absorption, but we do have sellers. So it's like, it's kind of like this could end up being like a neutral position if it doesn't sell off right away. But it looks like it's poised to sell off. We have an increase in volume as stock is pushing down, you know, but nope, they're slowing down. So we'll see. It looks like this is going to be more of like it's going to be like, what do you call it? A neutral. If this doesn't flush, it's a neutral position, which is fine. Which is fine. If it's neutral, that just tells me that I got to be patient. If we flush, then I'm happy. Intro banger though. Yeah, it was a 10% off though. Let's be real. Let's not get it twisted. It was a win. It was a win. So while that's cooking, so here's what I'm prepared for, right? I got in kind of quick, but I seen my level, it hit my trigger twice, right? We came back up, we retested. We have a pretty much like an engulfing bearish bar or pause in a direction. Volume was going down as price was going up. So this was just further telling me that I have all the signals of a potential sell-off. And it is what it is. So we're at 10%. Shout out to everybody. You had another opportunity to hop in and just grab a quick 10, right? If you're happy with a quick 10%, shout out to you. Right? Let me read the comments because at this point, I'm let it cook. And just again, if this doesn't flush, here's what's happening, right? Here's what's happening. And then we have to make a decision. If we do pop up and stay in this, in this predicted pattern that I think we might be in, then we could come back to kind of falsely break out here, right? Before flushing down. Okay. So just be careful. I'm not exiting my trade if we just cross this level. I'm exiting this trade if we either have bullish momentum through or if we have a closing candle above my level of 183.47. Okay, those are my two rules right now in this potential trade. See here, no music. That's okay. I don't need no music right now. I don't got time for that right now. So intro is a banger. Love it. That's the money and expensive. Why use 45-second and not any other time frame? Okay, that's, give me a minute. Who's that? Ace? Hold on, big dog. I use other time frames to get my play set up. I use a 45-second time frame to look at incremental data nearing my key levels. That's what it's all about. That's how I look at it. Real don't like to waste time, so hopefully this does this thing and I can just be on my day. You know, and of course I'll talk to a couple things to help educate the community as well. But you're doing your thing here. Nvidia, SPY. Like I said, the rejection here, I was looking to short, but that's not what my play was positioned for. My alert is set for Nvidia, so I'm playing what I'm given. And there's a 20% banger for you, but we're not done. Okay, we're not done. We now have a morning star and a supply zone established on this way down, right? Intraday supply zone, and you should be up about 30%. Market makers like to change these dang prices within the first 15 minutes of the market. So at this point, can you talk about, no, I cannot talk about quadro indicators. I've officially announced that as a master class, and I'm just, I can go into like what I see as I'm trading, but I'm not going to give you a whole lesson on QVP right now. I do need y'all to keep in mind that this is live trading. So my focus is trading, and then like education is just there, like as I'm kind of contextually like speaking about what I'm doing. So hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully you can respect that. All right, so you have two ways to play this. One, you could set a stop loss right now and be happy with your 25%. And that's fine, right? Because the market turns around on you quick, and it could turn around on me right now, right? It really could. But here's what I'm looking at. So we did not fall into a pattern here, so I'm going to delete that. We fell down and created an intraday supply zone. Again, this is only the 45 seconds, so it's a grain of salt. But we're coming back to retest it. So I do see this is a potential retest. And if we fail or we show resistance here, then this would be a continuation. So I'm not invalidated on any position right now until I am. So, and as of right now, price is going up. Volume's kind of slowing on the way up, and we're seeing some resistance. So from a QVP standpoint, because I'm speaking to what I'm doing right now, this is just showing you that you have some aggressive sellers here, right? And then down here, you're not finding a lot of buyers that's buying the dip, buying the discount. But now they're stepping in. Now they're stepping in. So because of where we are, I am going to set a stop loss because now my situation is I'm playing off of that intraday supply zone. Okay. So I waited till we got close to that supply zone, and then I set a 5% stop loss from here because for me, if we give up this, then it just tells me that we're probably going to shoot all the way back up to retest the 183. And I don't need to give up that much gain. Instead, I can just wait for it to hit here, wait for another retracement, and re-enter my position. So, and I think I got filled. So shout out to y'all if you got 25, 30%. I think I walked away with like 15 to 17%. But now I have a decision to make. So two things, right? I taught about acceptance. Am I accepting of what just happened, right? Well, yes and no. Like, as far as like, was my play invalidated? No, I think I made it a little too tight. It was a little too tight for me. So now I'm kind of back into this. I'm not FOMOing. I still see my position working out for me. So I'm looking to hop back in potentially, but I'm waiting to see what happens with this candle. We still have a lot of selling pressure. We have a inverted hammer right here, and we have buyer stepping in or seller stepping in. So you see my screen. I'm about to probably strike on this for a short, but I got to be patient. 45 seconds is not, it's not a long time. So I'm just seeing what it do. If we fail to break through this supply zone, again, 45-second grain of salt, but we are in a downtrend, right? I'm gonna, where are we? 45 seconds passed. We're not yet ready. Nope. Okay. So good thing we waited. I thought I almost pressed the wrong extra button on accident. So good thing we waited. So we ate through the supply, but we are not confirmed above the supply, right? So we're just paying attention. I'm chilling. But ultimately, that first trade, which is how you do it, right? Anything else right now is me like just, you know, not accepting of that position. I got in, got up, got out as a training, you know, it's a form of training. I wanted you to see what right looked like. Now, sometimes rail does a little extra, right? Like, so, so the fact that, I see all the signs of this being like a short still, right? But now I'm just waiting on the retracement and then my signal that's going to tell me that we're in a continuation to the downside. Okay. So from that respect, we're waiting to see what happens. I'm going to get rid of this because this is not a chart pattern right now. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of the QVP because I don't need it right now. Session VP. This is interesting. So look what happened. So we had a supply zone established and then we retook the supply and then now it became like a intraday demand. Again, grain of salt. So we gotta zoom out. We gotta zoom out at this point because certain things aren't being respected and these incremental like moves can get you smoked. Okay, well now we have some picking up. Yep, here we go. Yeah, so I'm thinking that we're gonna come back up to retest this 20-day EMA. I'm gonna be looking for price action signals around this level. And then if I see what I like, then that shows me that we still have a lower low and that we are likely to continue to flush down. This is a big drop, right? And we still have a lot of sellers here. And man, I want to hop into a short, but I have to be patient. All right, so the 1 minute. Oh, you got a little crucifix action right here, but let me see it. There's no zero DTEs on standard stocks. Okay, there's no zero DTEs on standard stocks. So zero DTEs are on ETFs or or commodities like gold or silver. But Nvidia, the expiration that I'm looking at is going to be, well, this one is this week on Friday. However, I got to play to my target. So I'm probably going to change my position to 181 as my take profit or as my strike. So I've changed my strike, a strike price to 181 versus 180. And with an expiration on Friday, I'm still waiting for confirmation that this retracement is done and exhausted, but I've not yet seen my confirmation. We are trying to come back into the supply zone, but I need to see an increase in, yep, I need to see an increase in selling pressure as we're coming through supply, and I need to see us break this level down here. If I see those things, then I'm probably just going to hop back into another short. We have a cluster of buyers still sitting here, so I got to be careful. Typically, when you have a supply zone that it broke and came back down, it can retest the bottom, but it didn't. It crushed through. Oh, there it is. It retests the bottom, and then it bounces up, so got to be careful. I was ready, too. I was ready. Rail was ready. But did not get confirmation. 20 seconds, but now we come back up. Look, ultimately, we're failing to break and confirm above the supply zone. That is an indication that this is still weak. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my position. But my stop loss is going to be a little tight here because I'm playing off of that. Ah, snaps. God dang it. I was trying to get in at 73. Didn't happen. I'm filled at 178. Okay. Now there's retracement here, but that's fine. All right. That's fine. So I'm in this play, and the position is on your screen. All right, and you should be up already. You probably got a better position than I did. I tried to catch it at about 170, but it didn't fill. It just moved too quick. So here we go. So again, we have. Oh, I should set my stop loss though. Before I start talking, 1 second. Stop loss is going to be right below here. I'll sacrifice to 160, so it'll be like, okay, like $18. I'm not worried about it though. And if I lose this, then I'll just be done, but I'm okay with that. I gave myself an outlandish take profit target, but that's just to have a placeholder for now. But then, so it's already working in our favor, but I can go ahead, go in here to this calculator. I also have a calculator within the app that I built that I can just type in what the estimated value is if we fall to set level. So for this, Webull is saying that this should be about $230, but I actually see this thing coming on down pretty deep, y'all. This is going to be a sell-off, in my opinion, to about 174, but we will see. And if that happens, then you guys are about to see the grand slam right here on the live stream, because this thing's headed to about 270% if everything works out the way I want it to. But the market's going to do what the market's going to do. And let's see here. You guys are already up. Way too fast to keep up. All right. So Tony Love, when you say way too fast to keep up, I'm giving you the dialogue before I even enter the position. So I do my best, and I tell you when I'm about to enter, which gives you the ability to enter before I do. So, but if it's too fast, then play small size if you're trying to trade, and then set your stop losses. But if it's too fast and that just doesn't work for you, then just sit tight and then just get the notepad out and just, hey, this is a learning season, right? Like when Keenan Grace, when he goes live on live trading, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't live trade because KG, he trades. And typically I was like, okay, well, I'll be on the road. So what do? Sometimes if I'm free and I'm on the road, I might just tune in just to listen to Big Dog and see how he's communicating with the family. And I just take that as that's tuition day, or that's I'm going to school day, because I don't trade like KG, but that doesn't mean I can't learn from KG, right? How he moves, what he says, what his thought process is when he's looking at stuff. And the same thing goes for Catching Rockets or Spy King. If I'm ever able to tune in, I never trade when they trade. I I don't tune in a lot, but when I do, I never take a trade when they're trading. Because one, it's not my levels. And two, I don't know, just because I don't. Because I just know like that would be reacting based on somebody else's stuff. But I trust my own levels, right? Like, so I know where my stuff is, and I might be in disagreement with them. You know, I could be wrong, they could be wrong, but because of that indecisiveness, because of that tug of war match or that moment of uncertainty, I just don't live trade with anybody. So that's another 10% gain. So shout out to y'all. We got a 25%. We got another 10%, and price is slowing down right now, and we are not yet showing a lower low, lower high, lower low here, and then we're trying to see what's going to happen with this candle right here. But because I see an increase in volume as prices coming down, this is going to flush, like, or at least in theory, you know, my probability hypothesis or whatever says that this should come on down. To how much? I don't know. Well, I told you my guesstimate, but so let's see here. Way too fast. It's not you, it's me. Oh, okay. Yeah, but Tony, like that's exposure to the market. So if you're saying like is just processing stuff, then that's just exposure time, man. Like it's eventually like things makes more sense. These live trades are fast, they're quick, they're to the point. I'm trading live, right? So you might not, you know, comprehend things because I'm saying things too fast. So I highly encourage you just to tune in when we're doing live training sessions, because that's a little bit more intimate, slow down, and I can answer questions and all that stuff, right? And the previous ones that I just posted in the Crown Traders live stream, you have access to that for now, right? After 24 hours, it's no longer available unless it's requested by members of KGU. But as you can see, I have my stop loss set, but it's way up here, right? So what happened with Rail? Rail said, this is my play. Technically, I'm not getting stopped out. I'm not getting out of my position unless we cross this level. Well, we came down and we had a really solid gain. Shout out to y'all for the 30%, whatever this should be. And I seen the retracement coming, so I decided that I didn't want to hold through. I'm working on getting better at that. That's why I did it, because especially with like the SPY, if I trade the SPY, this would have ate all my gains. Market makers would have made adjustments. Theta would have ate, and I would have been upset, right? So not accepting. So, but anyway, I did that, and then I waited patiently for re-entry, to lock in some profits. So now it's kind of the same thing right here. Now I'm at 20% gains. I technically should not close this position, right? Shout out to y'all. I technically should not close this position, right? But hold on. Actually, I'm still not going to touch it. You see this pumping, but I don't see the volume to match it. So this is a healthy retracement in my opinion. I'm going to zoom out and see what we're looking like. But we're below. Okay, yeah, we're coming on down. We're coming on down. Yeah, we're going to come to my target. And then I'm going to put, once we approach this target, I'm going to set a 5% stop loss. Hopefully we can get closer. Yep. Oh, I gotta hurry up. Rail. Because it would turn that round on me quick. All right. All right. You see what happened? Yep. God dang. I tried to get that 30%, y'all. I still got. Hold up. I'm good. 15. All right, we're doing good. So we have retracement. We have another supply zone established intraday. Right? So now that's technically the stop loss, but I'm going to update my stop loss again We're at 32%. Shout out to y'all. So I can go to the chart and I can manually control my stop loss on the chart of Webull. I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. All right, so we're really close to my take profit target, and I already know how this works. I've been here too many times. So stop me out. Come on. Stop me out. It's okay. If you want to, you can. If you want to, you can. Go ahead. Come on. There we go. Hey, we hit our target, baby. Let's go. Let's go. And that's how you do it. And we done. We out. And it's still not done, obviously. So look, I'm done for the day. All right? Like I'm not about to like hop on this chasing trade, whatever. It'll mess up my mental. I'll get upset. I'll start getting emotional. I'll start FOMOing. I'll start revenge trading and all that stuff. I'm done. I called the play. We failed to target. My alert hit. Some of you guys got the alert, and then set my stop loss within 5%, roughly 3% of my take profit target, and I'm happy with my gains. Let's go. Shout out to y'all. If you ate, you ate. I guarantee that should have been like a 40% gain, if not more than that. All right. So let me know. Was this helpful? Was this beneficial? This is what happens when Rel can trade from an alert and not, I can trade at random too, but I prefer to trade off an alert. All right. Let me see if there's any questions. Let me say what's up to the chat. Hey, Bobby Flair, thank you for tuning in. Tony, I see you. Alex, I see you. Big Dog, Queen Monique. Barry, I see you. Digital Driver, GM. Hey, Houston, I better watch out. Y'all might get some more snow. You better reinforce them houses, Big Dog. Queen Fee, I see you. Evan, I see you, Big Dog. Love this cinematic entry. It feels like UFC fight. Let's go. UFC fight. I'm catching up with the chats, though. Hold on. Hey, good morning, PVT. From South Carolina. My sister around there. So, hey, shout out to you, Queen Arlene. Virginia, I think, actually. I don't know. Let's see. I hear and see. Okay, I'm almost caught up. Wow, look at that candle at open. Okay, is that a fair value gap on large value node? I don't know what we're talking about anymore. Hi, my bad. RTH is on. I think I had RTH on. 180 intro was a banger. Let's get it. That's in the money and expensive. You didn't have to play the in the money. I didn't play in the money. I played out of the money. If you're referring to that Nvidia play. Any books you recommend on supply and demand? No, I'm the book. Or any books that would help you on your journey? Yes. So supply and demand, I'm your book. As far as things that help you on your journey, I'm a mindset guy. I haven't read a lot of trading books. I have them, right? But the one that a lot of people recommend for like the psychology, the trading in the zone, I listened to that, but like that didn't do anything for me, because I've read so many like self-development books that it's not even funny. Like, so that was nothing for me. But one book I think is absolutely dope, is what was it called? I listen to it all the time too. Hold on, let me pull it up. When I get into like a funk, or if I fall off, I kind of revert back to this book. Sometimes I just revert to some old lessons that I gave, like the acceptance video. Like that was like a lot of like my trauma and stuff like that was poured into that live training session. So, but I was in like therapy and stuff like that. So a lot of that I poured into the community on there. But The Best Loser Wins is probably hands down the best, absolute best book to read. I don't care what nobody says. No other book makes no other book is as important as that book. F any book talking about technical analysis. Not like it's not good to have those books, but I mean you can learn that anywhere, right? What you need to learn, what I need to learn, right? What was important for me is the psychology of everything, right? And how it plays, like what your brain does when you're in this market, right? You need to understand that. You need to find um, tools or uh, exercises or something like that to kind of keep you focused, because it's not really a technical problem. Literally, y'all, like hold up, let me see if I can. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you something, right? Literally, and I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. You can play off of support and resistance. I'm not even gonna play Nvidia because right now it's moving too slow. But let's say MNQ, right? MNQ. Let's go to a clean chart. I want to go to a clean chart. Um, I can go to a rapid fire chart because I don't have any data on MNQ. But MNQ. Hold up. I'm only doing this just because it's here. But let me get rid of all the indicators. Hold on. Hold on. Can I? Let me make sure I don't mess something up. Copy. Okay. Did I do this right? Okay. I hope I did this right. Nope. Hold on, y'all. 1 second. This is the copy. Okay. So let's go to M and Q. That's because this is a ticker a futures account that I'm trading. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all the drawings. I'm going to turn off all the indicators. And the only thing I'm going to do is focus on supply resistance, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to be like, okay, I want to enter that trade. Okay, well, let's do it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and reset my chart. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to figure out my levels. Here's a level right here. I don't need to think that hard. I'm going to go ahead and then zoom in and then zoom in. And then I'm going to go to my 45 second. And then I'm going to say, all right, well, if I will long this if we confirm above, right? I will short this if we confirm below. Short this if we confirm below. And I can really keep things this simple. Now, a couple things. One, right now we're kind of choppy, right? We just had a sell-off, right? But when this happens, like these are little things that you'll know just by like trading or whatever. Hold on. You'll know like, okay, well, typically you fall into some type of consolidation. I know about supply and demand. So this is roughly supply zone right here, territory. So we have some resistance here. If I want, I'm not going to put any indicators on. So I'm just trying to show you without indicators. All right. So I would short here, right? Because I know this is resistance, but then my stop loss would be well into the supply zone. Like if we can confirm above this, or we start to see a slowdown in volume, right? So I'm on the 45 second, and I want y'all to know, like this is futures, right? This is futures. We need confirmation, but with the futures, like it doesn't really take much for you to kind of go up. Volume, we're growing up, but I don't see any volume that's pumping. Well, it's getting there, but no confirmation. So again, this looks like a short to me as of right now. Why? Well, hold up. Let's see if I can paint you a picture. One, price is going up, volume's going down, right? Divergence. Two, we're on a sell-off. We have some sellers living here. Actually, sellers are living higher than this. A better supply zone would be this area right here, but there's resistance here, right? So even if we pump up, I still don't think the short is done, but we're waiting. So we have bigger candles falling down, and then as we're going up, we're wicking. We're getting more wicks. and then you're getting more bodies on the red. But this is all about patience and paying attention to volume and where you are. Now, this could be a little better as far as where I place this, but nonetheless, I'm using it as an example, right? So we are nearing confirming below this supply zone, right? And we're rejecting here, but we're not yet confirmed. Market is choppy. I'm not about to wait all day either, but y'all can make a note of this. Y'all can make a note of this and say, well, was Rel right or was Rel wrong? And take profit targets. I mean, it wouldn't be that far, because this is an 8R, right? Just from here to here, that's an 8R. From here to here is an 8R. So I'm still not touching that. Look at it. So I'm chilling. You don't have any confirmation, and then you're getting met with some resistance. The market's doing some choppy stuff. So when you see something like this, I'm not touching it, right? Because my entry was down here. Resistance is right here. This is the top of the supply zone. So what I would want to happen in this situation, because it just took off without me, I'm not just jumping into that. At this point, I'm figuring out, okay, do we have an established demand, right? And if we do, hold on, what was the 45 second? I missed the 45 second. Thought I was on the 45 second. Okay. We're looking for retracement. 1 second. All I'm doing is showing supply demand imbalance, and this is on the really low time frame. So this is like supply zone right now, like, but again on a very low time frame, and you can use it as support, but I wouldn't feel too confident with this right now. So it would just take off without me. Honestly, that's what it would do. Because my theory was if we break, we got the volume, but now I need to retest, because this took off too fast, and we have a huge top wick with this first candle. And then the following candles, there's no buy side imbalances. So like, it's not like a big push for me as right now. Like, I'm not touching it. And if it takes off, it takes off. And it is what it is. But nonetheless, it's still, as of right now, is bullish because we broke, but I just couldn't execute fast enough. It's not like I'm getting into a trade, but it's just me identifying, hey, above this is bullish, below this is bearish. It's kind of what I would take. And everything else is confirmation. So once you enter this play, you got to be comfortable with holding it if you're down here. But yeah, there was no confirmation until pretty much this candle. So, and if this could have been played off of this bounce, and then this would have been your stop. This would have been your stop loss. If you wanted to hop in without, like, if you didn't think it was going to come back down to retest. But that still would have been a pretty nice move for whoever was playing it. But, you know, I didn't want to do it. But that doesn't mean it was wrong. I already established this was a zone. We retested that zone, bounced out of that zone. The moment you wick out of the zone, you can hop into a trade, and then that would be your stop loss, is re-entry of this zone. But, okay. Now, from here, zoomed out, you kind of see where we are. Let's go to a higher time frame. At this point, it looks like we're about to get into a range. Where some chop could happen. So even on the 15-minute, this is still not confirmed. This is still not confirmed. So it depends on how you're trading. If you're scalping, you could have had a quick scalp on that momentum on the 45-second. But paying attention to everything, I'm still seeing selling pressures. Right? I still see a previous area of demand that I don't think is going to be respected. I think it'll be a resistance. So just like what I'm saying is, it's like technical analysis. You can figure it out, right? But the mental side of thing, that's like the hardest part of the journey. Now, from just pure price action stuff, like you can do all that, but then you can go ahead and add your indicators to see how price is responding. Where's your point of control? Blah, 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 right? You can have that information. And then when you have a point of control, some people play purely volume profile. You can say, oh, well, we approach a point of control. If we can't break it, then we're 100% still bearish. Below the point POC is bearish. Above the POC is bullish. And I mean, you play whatever strategy you want, right? I mean, no strategy is necessarily wrong. If you want to use VWAP, well, what is VWAP telling you? Well, the VWAP is telling me that we have a signal line that's kind of horizontal, right? It kind of dipped down a little bit, but when it's kind of flatlining, that means that we're kind of neutral. However, we're in the bottom half of this VWAP, which tells you that you're still bearish ultimately, right? Not only that, we're at the second deviation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's just something you have to look up. But this is your first deviation, standard deviation, your second standard deviation. When you're between these two, you are pretty much like stuck in bearish territory. It's not until you kind of retake that and start heading towards the VWAP, which is the white line, that things start to like look a little bit more bullish. And that makes sense because that would then go ahead and have a break of structure, BOS, or, you know, they say a choke or whatever. Like they have all these damn acronyms, but it doesn't matter, right? That's when your bias can change, right? So you can use the POC as a change in your bias, or you can use your VWAP as your change of your bias, right? What else can you do? Well, I can get rid of this, and then I can say, oh, well, I want to trade off the EMAs. I like to go off the 20 and the 200. Well, the EMAs are telling you that you're bearish. One thing the EMAs is telling you, not only that you're bearish, but hey, you've gotten too far away from the EMA. Let's go here. I got to go. You're getting too far away from the EMA, and now we need to fill this gap, right? So we're going to retest this. Maybe, you know, we have the chance or opportunity to retest this, close this gap before we continue down. The EMAs are still pointing down. So even if price is coming up, if price was coming up and the direction of the market was going to change, right, then this would have flatlined. This probably would have flatlined right here, and then price would have came and retested, and then you might have seen an intersection or a crossing. Now, you can go ahead and add the 50, and I know I'm talking really fast, but this is just for, I guess, trading purposes. We have it where the 20 is below the 50 and the 200. So, and everything's pointing down. So again, we're still bearish. There's nothing here that's indicating otherwise. Only thing I can see is retracement. So now I can go ahead and get rid of this stuff, right? And I can go ahead and say, oh, Rel talked about the QVP. What does the QVP tell me? Well, the QVP tells me that we were 100% short in this position, right? On the 15-minute, the QVP says sellers are in control, right? There's no buy side absorption. So unless buyers step in right now, sellers are primed to flush this to the ground. Okay, that's what this tells me. Okay, so that's what it is. And technically with QVP, you combine that with VWAP, but I already kind of know what's going on. So VWAP, you know, we're just bearish. That's all it tells you. So we're bearish. Okay, so So I say that book over anything else, because all this other stuff is something that we teach with right here in the Discords. And we teach you all the structures, not just what I know, but I teach you other strategies as well. Keenan, he's pretty good about breakout structures. I mean, he's really good at it. He's a sniper, right? Like, and that's not a good strategy for me, but I do know how to trade it, right? I do know how to trade it. So, like an example, we can say that right here is an area that we were looking for a breakout, and I have a system here for box edge method is what I call it personally. So I look into here, I say, we ran up, but we're in a downtrend. Now we're consolidating. So now I'm waiting for a breakout, right? So what does this mean? This means that if we break above this level, right, I would be looking to either enter on the break on momentum, or I'm waiting for us to come back to retest it, see some strong support, entry, call, and be happy, or long, right? Or vice versa, right? I know we're consolidating. We have equal highs and equal lows, but okay, well now, are we going to be bullish or bearish, right? Well, if we are bearish, then I'm waiting, right? I'm waiting for the breakout. You could have got in right away, or you can wait for the retest, right? And we failed to break back into this level, and guess where we're going, right? So there's a box edge method. Like, all of this is set up. All of this is just lines on a thing, but it's like just understanding what your strategy is and what your approach to this market is. If you know the market is trading sideways, then maybe you are having to trade this box edge method, or you're trading highs and lows, right? That's a little bit more risky, but you set proper stop losses, not a problem. You can't get smoked. If you're trading options, you better be careful, because the longer you stay in this range, the more Theta eats your costume, right? It's just not what you want to do. So that's kind of what you have to figure out when you're approaching this game, when you're approaching the market. What kind of trader are you today? Are you a range trader? Are you a trend trader? Are you a point of control trader? Are you a a supply demand trader? Are you are you scalping? Are you what? Are you swing trading? What are you doing, right? And you should pretty much be able to open this chart, take a look at the market, and say, yeah, this is a range day. Yeah, yep. Supply demand might not work on this one, because it's sharp moves and a lot of wicks, so it's not really giving us much. This is not true. I'm just talking out loud as an example. But yeah, so let's see here. What has happened, right? There's that range I put here. I gave you guys the range from here to here, right? And then look what happens when we approach the range, right? We instantly see resistance, right? But yes, we are above this level. I'm on the 5-minute now. Yes, we're above this level, but for me, this is not confirmation. This is great with volume and momentum, but we need the next candle above the level to kind of make sense, because in reality, we're still in the downtrend. We still have lower highs and lower lows. And if you were to hop in, let's say you've seen this and you was like, oh yeah, I'm going to hop in, and you caught this here versus down here. Well, what's your stop loss? Right? Like, this is why we got to be careful. And I'm in that camp too. Sometimes I screw up, but if you hop in on this big candle, boom, like what's your stop loss? Because if you just set an arbitrary 5% stop loss, right? And you hop in right here and you're like, oh, hold on, where am I? You're like, oh, I'm going up, right? I'm going up. And then it just comes down to kick you out because you put a stop loss right below your entry, right? Well, and then it takes off without you. Well, then you enter that FOMO, you enter the anxiousness, the anxiety, the doubt, all the other crap. And this is why I say The Best Loser Wins is one of the best books of all time, right? In my opinion. So listen to it, read it. Don't listen to it, don't read it. But that is something that I would recommend. On top of that, if you're not journaling, I have a hard time journaling, right? And this is why I made an app for people to and I made it simple. Okay, I'm just gonna put it in here, and you guys can. There's a free version that you can use to log your trades, and the free version gets you like one trade, whatever, a day or something like that. Then there's tiers, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you start to track just at least a trade a day, start with a habit. Atomic Habits is another good book, right? If you can start doing that, and then like putting one trade in a day, and then later tying a different habit into that, meaning like, man, I'll put one trade a day. I won't make more than 2 trades a day. So, you know what I mean? And then you stack that habit, right? And you just stick to it as a commitment. And then after 20 days, maybe you gave yourself some relief, and you want to say, okay, but now I should be able to log 2 trades, and maybe I can increase my size, or maybe I can trade three times a day versus 2 times, or 1 time a day. Like, you got to figure out a system to keep your head on straight. And that's a forever issue with me. That's something I'm always working on, just so you know. But let me go ahead and read this. Hold on, somebody said about Netflix. I gotta go, but let me see what Netflix is doing. NFLX. Look at that. All right. See, somebody texted me this morning asking me if I meant $92 for Netflix or $82. It's like, yeah, I meant 82, right? So, like, yeah, man, this is crazy. You could have caught that. Netflix, I have it coming all the way down to pretty much either to retest this demand zone at $87 or to come down and retest the bottom of this demand zone at $82.57. And essentially, that's where I'm looking to load up shares, load up leap options, yada, yada, yada. But as of right now, Netflix is a short, right? As of right now, right? I'm not hopping in here. The next entry for Netflix, if you do want to play to the downside, just so you guys know, is if we break below 88.21 and confirm below. And then that way we can take this all the way down to from 88 to 87. But that's not a big enough move for me on Netflix, but you do what you got to do. Way too fast. Okay. I have the lingo and the skill, but I am adjusting to your style. Moves fast. I up to me to adjust. My style isn't that fast, man. Like, I'm a swing trader, right? Like, but I'm a swing trader that can day trade, but day trading sucks. It's because I'm greedy. I'm used to home runs and stuff like that. So that's where I get my swing trades. But yeah, I mean, it's only fast if you're playing on smaller time frames. But if you're playing on a higher time frame, then I mean, it slows down and you give yourself the grace of space. Plus, I'm on my phone. Hey, Tony, this is a reason why my phone is showing. I show you from my phone. If you go back, if you guys like have access to my old live streams, I was trading from my phone, and I did that so people can see how you can trade from your phone. I was streaming and trading from my phone, so the bandwidth that's required to do that, right? And I did it successfully. So it can be done. It's not something that I would recommend doing as your primary base. But if you need to take a trade in the middle of the day because like your levels hit, then guess what? Hey, when the market calls rail, hey rail, hey, Netflix just hit $82. Big dog, you want to log in right now and hop into that league that you were talking about. If you don't, you're gonna miss out, big dog. Come on now, log in, whip out the phone. All right, let's get it. And then I pick up my phone and boom, I sacrifice a little bit of time for some riches, right? That's what I do, right? So like I said, Netflix is coming on down. You can hop into this trade right now and be comfortable as long as you're playing below the EMA, the 20-day EMA. As you can see, we're coming back to retest it, and then it's failing to take it. That's another trading strategy, just playing the EMA. Let's see. That's why I use TradingView and manage my trades. You can close one click. I wish I could do that. I've had some issues. So, but anyway, I really want to be in this one. Thanks for this show. Seeing it means it can be done. Shout out to you, Tony. Put a W in the column. Hey, let's get it. Hey, hit the like button, y'all, please. Very helpful. I missed it. Matter. I love when you go live. So much fun. Thanks for an easy win this morning. Absolutely, Matt. I'm here all day, big dog. I appreciate you sharing that comment though. It just lets me know and validates what I'm doing. So I appreciate it. I'm a chase. Josh said, I'm a chase it. Frederick made a quick buck today. Thanks, Real. Made a small profit. Thanks for your guidance, says Arlene. Queen Arlene, I see you. JC. Morning, Real. Hey, I appreciate it, big dog. Ace by Tom. All right. Boom. LOL. Ace, I see you. Queen. Let's see here. Thank you, says LOL. Slab says thanks. Slab. I'm trading Walmart. Let's get it. Let's get that rollback money. Barry, shout out to my editor who's here. Hopefully you made money, big dog. And Kente, Netflix hit your target. There we go. All right. And boom. That's it. That's what we do. All right. So when I'm about to get off, but I want to say, like, when they say Netflix hit my target, this was my target. So once we came down here and we hit this level, right here, this was close to like a key level for me, but we're still bearish overall. But once we hit here and we start to see this volume right here pump up, then this was pretty much a sign for call options. And then the option takes you to this take profit target of 91.40. But 91.40 is a level of interest. And essentially, if we can't hold this level, which we didn't, you can go ahead and go to the 30-minute and you can see how price looks. Hold on, let me get rid of this. I gotta stop teaching. I gotta stop teaching. I just can't stop talking. Say, hey, Rail, shut up, dude. But I can, hold on, where are we? So yeah, once we came up right here, okay? Once we came up, I can see the moment we crossed my level, we had a doji inverted hammer. So this just told me that this is where the buyers got exhausted and this is going to be a false breakout before we come on down. So sure enough, we came here. I wasn't paying attention to it because I'm waiting for my alert to hit down here, but I could be riding this wave all the way down. But I gave everybody the levels. So the levels are the levels. You can play above or below those take profit targets and make your money. Same with Nvidia. So, but yeah, this is a good, like, money. All right. So let's see what we got. Your babies are beautiful. Thank you so much. I forgot this. My screen is on. I don't see what y'all see. My dirty laundry. Ugh. Let me get this off my screen before y'all start seeing some pictures you shouldn't see. I was able to re-enter the Nvidia put and made a nice profit before getting kicked out. Shout out to you, Tony. I'm glad it worked out for you, big dog. All right, y'all. I think I answered all the questions. I need y'all to do me a favor. I need you, 1, to hit the like button. 2, rather you're in Sacrifice4Riches, rather you're in KGU, I need you to go into the community and let them know how we're getting down. The reason is because I don't do this to talk to a few people. Like, I mean, people that show up, great. I'm happy to be here and happy to help. But if you think this is beneficial, please tell your peers, right, to just show up, because a lot of people are in these discords and they're not taking advantage of the resources, right? And then they end up leaving or quitting the discords and they didn't even scratch the surface of as far as what opportunities or what they had accessible to them. So we got to tell people what's going down in these live streams, because if you see somebody consistently getting smoked and consistently expressing frustrations or whatever, but they're not tuning into a live, man, I don't know what they're waiting for, but maybe they're waiting on you. Maybe they need a peer to hold their hand a little bit because they're almost home. They're almost there, right? They just need a little bit more guidance. And with so many crown traders and so many, like, we have kings and queens that aren't necessarily wearing these crowns, that are killing the game, that's helping people in the community, right? So what I mean by that is that there's so much knowledge and there's so much information being just pumped into our airways of our channels that it can be overwhelming for people, right? So in that situation, we need to make sure that we are a community. We have to make sure we're looking out for one another, not just worried about ourselves, But worry about yourself. But at the same time, tell your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, because, and don't assume that somebody else is going to tell them. You got to pretend like somebody's, God forbid, right? Like there's somebody got injured and they're in the middle of the street. The whole saying how, somebody gets hurt or whatever, and a bunch of people show up and they're all staring, looking at them. Meanwhile, like, who's going to go make the call to the police? Who's going to go check on the body? Well, everybody's stuck. And nowadays, people just have their phone out, just, recording everything instead of doing something about it. So it's kind of the same thing in this community. We can't be that. We can't assume that somebody's going to set them straight, right? You can be that advocate. You can say, hey, rail gets down with this system that you're interested in. Catching Rock is man, he's killing the game as it relates to futures and TPOs and volume profiles. And he has a way of breaking things down that might fit your trading style. If you're analytical, right? You might say, man, KG has gone live trading religiously for Tuesday to Thursday for 5 years, or however long he's been doing. The guy has never missed a damn day from what I can tell. I don't know. But there's a consistency here. Somewhere there's a foundational consistency where people can tune in and get out of their own way, right? Like if I take an L, like I take L's, right? But if I take an L, I know it's on me, right? I know what I'm doing. But if I take an L, I know that I got greedy, or that I over leveraged. I start to fall into the hope category or whatever. Whatever my reasons are, my reasons. However, I know why I'm gonna lose, or if I lose, before I lose, right? So therefore, I know what to do to not lose. Hence why I'm comfortable going live and trading in front of you guys, because I know exactly what to do, when to do it, how to do it, whatever. And I can verbally talk it through while executing. It's very hard. Don't get me wrong. Doing this in front of y'all while having all of these systems going at the same time is very hard. You get technical issues and stuff like that, lags and delays and whatever, but I can do it. Right? So help your buddy, help your neighbor, because they probably can't do it. They probably don't know what's going on. They probably need a little push into a live stream, into an app that I built for the community, right? Just to journal. And if you don't like journaling electronically, even though I made it super simple, I got a paper journal on Amazon. Just look up stocks for real, Sacrifice4Riches on Amazon. If you don't care to buy a journal on Amazon, then get a piece of paper. Get a note. Hold up. Hold on. I don't want you to see my screen. As you can see, look at my screensaver. I gotta stop talking. Y'all see my screensaver was hold on, my babies. But you can see that it's my my candlestick pattern cheat sheet, right? So there's that book I'm talking about, but I want to make sure that I don't show you something you're supposed to see. So one sec. What am I looking for? I was looking. Oh yeah, I know what I was looking for. 1 second. Okay, I got it. Just give me a minute. All right, so let's see. Let me turn this back on. So this is my home screen on my phone. You don't need something fancy, right? You don't need something fancy. Like, hold on. Right here, where it says notes, trading notes. Sometimes, like when I'm done with a session, this right here, I just go in and I need to tell me about me. I need to say, dude, like, bro, like you over traded, you oversized, and you blew an account. Like, this is old notes, but still, right? It wasn't a clear setup. I hopped into puts and was up $100, but failed to notice retracement for more upside. I stopped out at $100 loss and was not clear. And it was not a clear setup. Number 3, I identified the downtrend and technically was up quite a bit, but my TPs, take profit targets, disappeared and was forced to close position, which is auto negative. I don't know what that means. And then I said I did DCA into a short position shortly after. And then when it's green, that means that I made money. Hold on. Oh, yeah. I've TP on 2, and I have 1 runner. I've identified a P shape for P-shape on the volume profile, which is bearish from where it was. Hoping to ride this down to 280 points. Current strat in place is a 7-to-1 risk reward ratio. So like that's it. We're always on our phone. So what I'm saying is that use your phone. Just take a note. I don't know. Do something different. All right. So anyway, quick comments, and then I'm outie. Thanks, real. Your babies are beautiful. I was able to re-enter. Okay. Lift, thoughts, call, options. I got to go, Kente. All right. Everybody, I hope this was helpful. Hit the like button.